Hello everyone, welcome to the channel update for February. I hope everyone's January went well. You're in basically the middle of the Atlantic on the East Coast. You've had a very snowless winter. We actually had our first snow this morning, and it was a whole whopping dusting. Uh, my yard is in shade, but the yard across the street, by the time I actually woke up, they didn't have hardly any snow left at all, because of the sun. So, yay! Yay, so much snow. I'd love more. I know that some other areas have been getting hammered. You guys just need to get your act together, get your snow magic going, and send it to me. No, I'll take it. I'll take it. Send it all to me. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about what's going on the channel this month. Potionomics and Xenoblade Chronicles are still ongoing. I think Potionomics is going to be wrapping up real soon. I'm probably going to. I'll be recording more tomorrow, and I kind of think that I'm just going to like marathon to the end if it doesn't come super quick. Because I don't really feel like I need to do that much else in the game. Um, so yeah, I've done most of what I need to so far in my recordings. I'm a bit ahead of where you guys are, because next week I have some things going on and won't be able to record as much. But that's neither here nor there. So that should be wrapping up this month, I expect. We will see. It may be right into the next month, but I don't know. It depends on how this last recording session kind of shakes out. Xenoblade Chronicles still has a lot to go, but we are in the kind of the home stretch of that, and Breath of the Wild, I think, doesn't have too much left either. I did get the DLCs for it. I've done some of the stuff. Some of the other stuff, I'm probably gonna be like, and not do it on the DLC stuff because it's just not that. I don't know. I tried the Master Sword trial, and yeah, not for me. They need to give me more words per level. Kind of how I felt. Parasite Eve has wrapped up. We did the last recording stream, last Friday. Did get to the end of the bonus content, Game Plus kind of thing. So that was exciting. And we dove right into Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster right after that. So that is what's going to be happening on Fridays after, at least for the time being. We'll see how long it takes me to get through that. Shadowrun is also kind of in the home stretch. I think that I have one more session to go. Probably not going to be next week. I think that I'm not going to have time to get in a full recording session. But I'll see. Down to a couple other things that are going on that day. Parrot M. Haru did wrap up over on Zerfall's channel. We have not started a new co-op thing. I've just got some things going on. But as soon as I can get back with him and get back onto a regular schedule and things interfering, starting something new. Haven't had a chance to really even discuss what that might be yet, but I'll see. Lego building streams on Fridays and Wednesdays, still ongoing. Do come out to the stream, check those out. And of course, Spelljammer is still ongoing on Saturdays. So that's really what we're looking at. Gonna be wrapping up a few things pretty soon. For those who are wondering what is going to be following up Shadowrun, that is going to be Barbie for the NES, followed by Zelda the Minish Cap GA. So those are what is coming in the near future. And once I get started on Zelda, that's going to be another thing that takes multiple sessions. I actually wasn't expecting to spend as much time on Shadowrun as I did. I thought it was a shorter game than it ended up being, but I guess partly that's because all of the Let's Plays that I've seen of it have cut out all of the grinding. and B, all of my previous attempts to play it had ended kind of spectacularly in failure, and of course, this time it didn't. So I kind of expected, based on my prior experience with the game, that I would get a little fed up with it. But no, I didn't. So it really does need more action. I think that, like, without people or a FAQ saying where to go next, I think that I would have, like, as a kid, fed up with the lack of direction and might not have completed it. Of course, I never got to that point back when I was a lot younger. So that's basically what's going on the channel. Right, I still have Potion Craft in there. Swap that out. Although that is what preceded Potionomics, and Potionomics isn't done yet. So. But yeah, that's mostly what's going on the channel. It is February, so for those in a happy Valentine's Day, get to get your significant other something nice for them, whatever it is that you guys do. And may have noticed that I rolled over to 22,000 subscribers, I believe, right after the beginning of the year. So that was exciting. Admittedly, like, basically every 1,000 at this point is a nice, exciting milestone. I'm not quite big enough to to a point where it's like, those are common milestones, and I don't need to pay as much attention to them. It's like the 5,000, 10,000. Would it be nice? 100,000, that would be bigger milestones. At this point, every 1,000 makes me happy. So, I mean, I'd still be happy if I had like 500,000. I'd still be happy to get to 1,000. But it feels a little bit more right now than hitting that every couple weeks or something. I don't anticipate that ever happening, unfortunately. But yeah, so that's basically what's going on the channel right now. There is Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 coming out in, I think, May, and that will probably get into stream around that point. I have not decided what's going to be following up Potionomics or Breath of the Wild when those are done, or even Xenoblade Chronicles, although I think I have a little bit more on that. But yeah, we are gonna be seeing some rollovers, some changes coming pretty soon. That will be very nice. But yeah, that's basically what's going on the channel right now. Those who've been following me for a while, you know that I do every month put out a new deity for Dungeons & Dragons, 2nd edition specifically, but it is usable in other editions. This month, perfect timing for Valentine's Day, is Shami-Amourae, the Demon Princess of Eros, the Queen of Succubi. Totally appropriate for Valentine's Day, right? She originally showed up in Dungeon Magazine number 5, issue number 5, and got updated to 2nd edition in the anthology The Road to Danger. Came out very late in 2nd edition, such that I didn't even know about it until I saw the PDFs for sale, I think. Like, later, on Izo's site. But I know that, like, in 3rd edition, she basically got supplanted by Malkanthet, or however her name is pronounced. It might have been. And then a little bit later, Shami-Amourae got brought back. There are a few people who've done a lot of D&D work, especially in 3rd edition. Really, really good at, like, going through literally everything that has been published, trying to find all the little things. But I'm pretty sure that when Malkanthet was added to the game, there was no mention of Shami-Amourae at the time, and she had basically been forgotten. And I think it was like, we don't have a Queen of Succubi, let's put one in. Yeah, all right. And then later people were like, oh yeah, there was a previous one. Yes, she got supplanted, kind of thing. But She was the original. She was the only one that existed in second edition, and this is a second edition project I wrote up as if none of that later stuff happened. So there are some, you know, like, there's a little bit of that conflicting situation with the third edition. Play a later edition, you might have that, but you could also use this as what it was like for her before it got replaced. So, very, very fun to write up, very interesting deity. Obviously, not a whole lot had been written about her back then, shall we say. So I had a lot to work with, or I had a lot of creative space to work. So if you like Dungeons and Dragons deities, do check out the blog. I will of course include a link to the page in the description below. And of course, if you want to support the channel, there's multiple ways to do so. Channel memberships are here. You'll get added into the rotating list of thanks to channel members right there. Directly supports the channel that way. Patreon, of course, is another way. Links are here on the page. Go ahead and come here and support me in that way. Really does mean a lot to me, everyone who does so. Thank you very much to those who do for me. Patrons' names are scrolling by on the ticker below. You also get a chance to participate in the yearly Patron's Choice Let's Play decision, and if I ever come up with other little polls like that, those opportunities will be there as well. Looking at summer for the next one, probably. That's usually when I do mine. But it is really, really important to support me. Like, if you're enjoying the videos in any way, you can also do so by subscribing on Twitch. Bits there. It allows me to, be able to eat so that I can keep putting out videos. All the videos are free, of course. So it really does help and goes a long, long way to ensuring that I can continue to put out videos daily, do the streams 4 days a week, and yeah, it really, really does go a long way. Even like just $1 on a Patreon or the lowest tier here on YouTube or over on Twitch, using bits a few times a year kind of thing, which all of that does go a long, long way to that I can continue to and content for you guys. Just get more videos for you every single day. So I really do appreciate everyone who does support me. If you want to support but you can't afford it, the important thing is, and of course this goes for those who are supporting me financially as well, watching the videos fully, liking the videos, leaving comments, all of those are super important to show the YouTube algorithm that these videos are well liked and appreciated, and they should be served up to other people. And unfortunately, the way that YouTube handles it is that it kind of averages everything across the entire channel. So, like, there's been a lot of drop off on views on Xenoblade Chronicles. That always happens. It's completely normal, completely expected. It's not really, like, it's not something I'm complaining about. It's just, that's the nature of any kind of long thing. People get busy, they fall behind, they're like, I'll binge it, I'll catch up with it later, and they're not watching it right as they come out and stuff like that. Completely expected behavior, and of course, sometimes some people just lose interest over time. It's like, the game's too long. That's fine. The problem with that, of course, is that if YouTube is averaging everything across the channel, then all of that stuff is kind of, in YouTube's eyes, a detriment. It's not something that I'm going to stop doing. I'm not going to, like, switch to just short games, because I like a lot of long games. I don't have a problem with that. I want to play these games to completion. Like one of the reasons I got into doing Let's Plays was I can finally finish some of the, this is the incentive I need to finish games that I always meant to complete and never did. And a number of those games have been done on channel. Some of the, in my mind, infamous ones on my part, Dragon Quest VII. Gee, I know there's another. It's just completely slipped. I had it in my mind earlier, but Valkyrie Profile. Those are two that I'd always intended to complete, intended to go back to, and just like hadn't gotten around to it. Dragon Quest VII had was one that I put aside because a new game came out, and I went back to it, and I had no idea where I was, and I was like 100 hours into it at that point, and I was like, yeah, guess I'm not gonna remember where I was here. So, finally did, was able to complete those games, and of course, a lot of games are also ones that I'd always meant to play in the first place. Parasite Eve was one that I'd always intended to play and just never really got around to it. And even if it hadn't been the patron's choice, I probably would have gotten it onto the channel at some point in the future. So many games, it's like impossible to say. It's impossible to say. Get them in any kind of like timely manner for some things, because any game that I play means that I'm not playing hundreds of others. But yeah, so I'm not intending to change how my channel operates in any way. But that's also one reason why it is very important. The likes and the view comments to keep coming in, because like averages things across the channel, but when they're also deciding on putting videos in front of other people's eyes, like watching fully is not like, and views in general are they're important, but at the same time, like a like and especially a comment, and like watching a video fully rather than stopping 30 seconds before the end because there's an outro spiel or something like that. They look at the videos and see them as like, is this an engaging video? And if the video has a lot of likes and a lot of comments, and actually a lot of dislikes too, but there, sees that as an engaging video. I think if a video has way more dislikes than likes, then that does affect it, but at the same time, if a video is like 60% likes and 40% dislikes, then I think that is triggering in YouTube's mind, oh, this is a controversial video. This is something that I should be, putting out. Because people are gonna be more engaged by it. Which topic for another discussion, really. That's not something I need to worry much about. The vast majority of my videos have, in fact, 100% likes, and it's occasionally that a video will get 1 or 2 dislikes, and that's really about it. The ones that tend to get more are going to be first episodes of things that have been out there for 10 years, and they've been on my channel for 10 years, and they're one of the highest viewed videos. Yeah, some of those are going to have a few more dislikes than others, but they're still, I don't, except for a few videos that have very few likes, period, and thus one dislike really skews the results. Overall, the vast majority of my videos have somewhere between like 95 and 100. So, not even an issue, other than getting a dislike, and I'm like, what the heck was on this video that someone disliked about it? I get the episode where of CK2 where I was complaining about Bulgaria in the game, not the actual country. I have nothing against the actual country of Bulgaria, but the country in the game of Bulgaria blocked me from something. I don't even remember what at this point. And I titled the video "Stupid Bulgaria," and I got a dislike from someone in Bulgaria. Okay, I think I kind of understand why they might have disliked it, but yeah. So all of that to say, likes and comments, and in fact, watching a video fully to the end, very important for getting the telling the YouTube algorithm this is a video you should be putting out in front of other people's eyes. That's the primary way of people coming to my channel, other than searches. There's really nothing I can do to affect that, other than just looking at what's being searched and playing that. But I'm not putting out just like single videos and things like. People have suggested that I do that, and I appreciate the suggestions, and I have certainly thought about it, but the conclusion that I've come to is that I'm not good at producing that sort of video, that sort of content. I'm not very good, like, a top 5 or top 10 list. I have a hard time saying, like, what is, like, I can tell you what my number 1 favorite game is, Xenogears. I cannot tell you what my number 2 is. I cannot tell you what my number 3 is. I cannot tell you what my number 4 is. I cannot tell you what my number 5 is. Because when I get beyond that number 1, I'm like, well, I like this one, and I like this one, and I like that one, and I like this other one. How do I rank those? I'm not very good at that. And even then, I'll do that, and then I'll be like, oh, there's this other game. I actually like it better than this one that's in 4th place, or something like that. If I did manage to put together a list of 5, I guarantee you there's a game that I have completely forgotten about that I do actually like more, and it's just that the way that my brain works, I can't recall that kind of thing usually without prompting. It's a lot easier for someone, like, I have an easier time saying, oh yes, that game you just mentioned, I really like that, as opposed to just coming up with that game out of the blue. I tend to need prompting for that kind of thing. So there's that, and just I mean, look at these update videos that are basically just staring at the YouTube homepage and talking. I'm not very good at the coming up with snappy, interesting stuff like that, and I've always wanted to have like a channel trailer that has funny moments from my games, but that requires editing, and I'm not very good at editing. I own Adobe Premiere. I have tried Adobe Premiere, and I have not gotten any good content out of, like, I can't even use Adobe Premiere to just convert files and stuff. So, I have not been able to wrap my head around that. And I've tried some other programs as well, and it doesn't work. So for converting a file from one format to another, something like that, or compressing it or something like that, it's a lot easier to just have something that does that simply. But when it comes to editing a video, that's not something that skills at. I could probably take more time to do that, but that's less time for other things. So far, it hasn't been a big thing, but that's also one reason why I've literally had like a 7-year plan or 8-year plan idea, not plan, of making a channel trailer with funny bits from my videos, and it's just never come. I need to edit the video. I haven't found anything that works intuitively enough for me to do. So that kind of content, that's out. That's out. I don't think that's ever gonna show up on the. But the Let's Plays, that is what I like doing. That's what I think I'm good at doing, and that's what I will continue. And unless I just absolutely get sick of a game that I didn't realize I'd get sick of, I'm gonna be playing them to completion. So doesn't matter how YouTube likes or dislikes that kind of content. Right now, they don't like it very much. Not like actively wanting people to not make it kind of thing, but the algorithm is most definitely not designed around that type of content. Anyway, that's basically where we are this month. I want to once again thank everyone who is supporting the channel, both through Patreon, the YouTube channel memberships, Twitch subscriptions, all of that, Twitch bits. Really does mean a lot to me. Thank you guys very, very much. And we'll continue to get out new videos for you throughout this month and in the Hope everyone has a really good February, and I will talk to you in the next update. See you then, everyone.